If you're feeling like you need a little potato mini reset, why don't you give it a try with me? Just 1 or 2 days. We don't have to go overboard, right? We can just do 1 or 2 days, kind of cleanse things out, see how we feel. So let's get started. I'm about to get started on my potato reset day. Yummy. I just love potatoes. So what is a potato reset anyway? A potato reset for me is when I just use potato as my starches all day long. So breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I don't eat any other starch but a potato. It can be any kind of potato. For me, I love sweet potatoes and I have some leftover Japanese sweet potatoes. I'm gonna be eating those for lunch. And then I love yellow potatoes. So those are gonna be the 2 potatoes I eat today. That's the first thing. The second thing is the only thing I'm drinking is water. So water throughout the day, keep myself super hydrated. And the third thing is non-starchy vegetables. Still eating tons of those non-starchy vegetables with every meal. And if I get hungry in between meals, then I'll eat again another potato and some more non-starchy veggies. And that's what I do for my potato reset. And why do a potato reset? Well, I shared in another video that I did potato reset during my fat loss phase when I just felt like the scale wasn't moving. I just do 1 or 2 days. You can do potato resets for as long as you want. The traditional way is usually 7 to 10 days. And then for me, doing the mini reset, I usually keep it 1 to 2 days at the most. This time I'm doing just 1 day and I'm doing it. I've reached my goal weight. I'm feeling great. And I feel like my palate and my mind needs a little bit of reset. I've been kind of craving some foods that are not what I'm eating anymore. And so I just figured it'd be fun to do a 1-day potato reset, just get myself kind of recalibrated, get my taste buds back to the super simple way that I love eating and just enjoy potatoes for the day. And it really takes the thought out of meal planning or prepping. All you need are those non-starchy veggies that are gonna be basically kind of the variety, for me anyway, that's how I think of it, and then the potatoes. So just to recap, potatoes any kind, non-starchy vegetables, all kinds of non-starchy vegetables, and water. I forgot to say herbal tea. If you like to drink tea too, maybe I'll have a cup of tea later. That actually sounds good. And tea. I also will probably be using condiments today. We'll see as the day goes by. Starting off the day with 2 potatoes. I'm gonna cook this big one and then a medium-sized one because I wanna make sure I am full and satisfied. I love my potatoes fresh out of the microwave. That's pretty much how I eat my potatoes 90% of the time. So I just poke about 5 holes, 3 on one side, 3 on the other. And then I wrap the potatoes in a paper towel. So just roll it up and then turn the corners over. And I'll put this one, since it's bigger, I'll put this in the microwave for 5 minutes. Potato number 1 is done. I had to put it in for another 30 seconds. The middle-sized potato, so that was 5 minutes, 30 seconds for the big one. The middle size I'll put in for 4 and see if that does it. The biggest part to me of any potato reset is the veggies. I like to bring the variety in with my vegetables. And since I didn't plan this little mini potato reset food-wise, I need to get some vegetables cooking. I love my kale recipe, and lately, you guys, I've been adding collard greens to it. It is so good. If you're afraid of greens, try this out, please. You will end up wondering why you didn't eat greens any sooner. I'm gonna use better than bouillon. So usually I use my Pacific vegetable broth. These are getting so pricey, you guys. At our grocery store here, they're over $5 a box. So I have found them less expensive elsewhere, and so that's what I've been doing, but still they're like $3 a box. And So I treat those like precious boxes of stock. What I've been using, I found this Better Than Bouillon organic reduced sodium at Costco. So I've been using that. My veggie stock's all done. So I'm using I'm just starting, woo, my pot's super hot. I'm starting with 4 cups of veggie broth. And then I just take my big bag of kale. This is organic, pre-cut, all good. And I put as much as I can in there. And then I'll just put the lid on this. It'll shrink down. It just takes like a couple minutes for the kale to really shrink down so that I have enough room to add in the collard greens. 4 minutes did it for this potato, guys. So my potatoes are all ready. I don't like my potatoes super hot or warm when I eat them. So this gives my potatoes a chance to cool down while I wait for my collard greens. If I get super hungry before my collard greens are ready, I have some green beans and cabbage in the fridge. Maybe, hopefully, I'll check. And then I can eat those with my potatoes this morning. Oh, sounds like Bella's saying hi. As you can see, the kale's cooked down a bit. I do have it on medium high, really just because I'm hungry and I want to eat in a little bit. So nice, I got it all in there. So I'll put the lid on that, wait for that to shrink down. While the kale was cooking, I chopped up my veggies, my zucchini, eggplant, and mushrooms. So I'm gonna stick that in the oven. These will be done in about 25 minutes. The kale and collards are still going. So they do take a while. You can't really rush them because they have to get tender. So we want them to be in there long enough so they get super tender, you guys. It's so worth it and they are so good. I'm going to add in the soy sauce. You can add whatever version of this you want. If you like to do coconut aminos or Bragg's liquid aminos, sometimes I'll do half and half of this and Bragg's liquid aminos. So I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of this. And then the apple cider vinegar is what really cuts the bitterness, you guys. So you want that apple cider vinegar in there. I add 2 tablespoons to start. And then when I taste it, I make sure that there's enough of a vinegary taste because I really like that taste. And then I'll do a teaspoon of garlic powder and a teaspoon of onion powder because in my original recipe I cut up onion, but in this I did not cut up onion. I eliminated that, made it super easy, and I just used the onion powder. And I stir it around. And then I'll put my lid back on, but this time I'll vent it a little so the moisture and air can escape a little bit. And I'll let that cook probably another good 15 to 20 minutes. All right, guys, I tasted the kale and collard greens. To me, that Better Than Bouillon added almost too much umami flavor, so I'm gonna add in more of the apple cider vinegar because I like that bite of the apple cider vinegar. I can't even taste it in there right now. So I'm gonna add another 2 tablespoons of that. And this time I'm leaving the lid off because I want the juices to kind of evaporate. So here's my big bowl of veggies. So good. I love eggplant. Just the tenderness of it to me is so yummy. And then my 2 potatoes. And I'll cut these up and put them on a plate, probably on a plate, and just put some salt on them. And here is my potato reset 50-50 breakfast. Lots of potatoes, lots of veggies, so good. And I am going to take some of this Primal Kitchen ketchup with me to the table in case I want a few of those potatoes with some ketchup. So that's what I'm eating for breakfast. I've already been for my walk. I've done my morning meditation. I've been doing a 30-day challenge of meditating every day, and I'm on like day 27, I think. So been enjoying just having that quiet time in the morning just to center and be with myself. All right, you guys, I'm gonna go eat this. Yum. I forgot to say, and my big glass of water. Bring this with me to the table. I'm gonna drink all this. I've already drank 1 of these, when I wake up in the morning, I drink a big thing of water just because we're dehydrated over the night. So it's a good time to wake up in the morning and get that water in right away. So I drink one of these. I have it by my bedside when I wake up in the morning. And then this is gonna be my second one for the day. All right, finished with breakfast. I have about a half a potato left. So I'm gonna save this for lunch. And then I'm gonna put my sweet potatoes in the oven now, so those will be nice and ready for lunch. What I do, you guys, is I cut them in half and then face them down. This side gets so yummy and caramelized, and I just love how that tastes. So I put these in the oven at 400 degrees for 40 minutes. In my oven, 40 minutes is just perfect. If I do it over 40 minutes, this side will get more burnt. I don't mind it, but I prefer it when it's just a little browned. And so 40 minutes does it in my oven. My oven cooks pretty high. So if your oven cooks lower or more on the high side, you might want to do it a little less. If it cooks lower, you might want to do it a little more. But I would definitely check them around 30 to 40 minutes if you haven't cooked them like this before. Because it's a real tragedy if these Japanese sweet potatoes get ruined. So I'm gonna put these in the oven. These will be ready for lunch along with the leftover potatoes I had for breakfast. I didn't end up eating any of the ketchup. I just kept it super simple, ate super mindfully, paying attention to the food and just how it felt going in my body. Taking a little afternoon reading / tea break, you guys. This Tazo tea, Passion it's called, is so good. I can drink it without anything in it. No soy milk, no sugar, no nothing. Just plain old tea. And the thing is it has a tartness to it. It's almost, I don't know, not like lemonade, but it's like a tartness. So you'll have to try this one. This is worth buying. I've drank this for years. And even before I was eating this way, I could drink it totally plain. So it's worth the try out, definitely. Tazo Passion Tea. It's like fruity, something, I don't know, like citrusy fruity. Lunchtime here, guys. On potato reset day, I love having veggies that I don't normally eat on a regular basis that feel like a treat. And one of those veggies are artichokes. I love eating artichokes and getting down to the artichoke heart. It's so good. I eat the leaves, just bite off the end of the leaves, get down to the artichoke, scrape off those little hair things, and then eat that whole artichoke heart. I eat it totally plain. I don't need anything on it. I love these things. And so what I do is I just fill the bottom of this 2-quart bowl with water. I put a plate on top, and I'll cook both of these for about 12 minutes. I do 6 minutes, turn them over, and then do 6 minutes more. So I'm gonna get these cooking in the microwave, and then I'll be ready to eat my sweet potatoes with some of those other veggies I cooked earlier and these artichokes. Yum. Lunch is all ready, you guys. I have my big glass of water. I'm gonna drink my veggies, my 2 halves of the sweet potatoes. See how nice and caramelized they turned out on the side? So good. I have those 2 wedges of regular potatoes. If I'm still hungry after I ate all this, I'll eat those 2 wedges. And then I have my artichokes. I'm gonna eat these, and a bowl to put all the leaves in. I'm going to use this as an opportunity to listen to my hunger fullness cues, really paying attention. That's another reason I didn't mention earlier that I wanted to do this reset. I can tend to overeat, even on yummy stuff, even on healthy stuff. So I can eat till I'm over full. And so when I do a potato reset day, it's an opportunity also for me to really listen in to, am I feeling hungry? Am I feeling full? Do I feel about 80% full, and am I ready to stop eating? And so it's really a great opportunity for me to listen into my body, eat with awareness and mindfulness so that I can really pay attention to those signals that my body's giving me. It's so important on this eating journey to really slow down while we're eating, pay attention to what's going on in our bodies, and to just appreciate the feeling of feeling satisfied without being overstuffed. So I'm gonna enjoy this until I'm comfortably full, and then we're gonna walk the dogs in a little while, and then it'll be time for dinner. All right, guys, so I ended up eating my lunch so late that I'm still feeling full. So I think that's it for me. It's already 7:30 here. So those 2 meals will be it. I did pack myself that little bit of potato I had left over from breakfast and some veggies. So if I get hungry later, then I'll have this ready to go in the fridge. But like I said, I'm pretty much closing up the kitchen and gonna go head up to bed. Or not to bed, but I'm gonna go read for a little bit and get ready for bed, do my night routine. I have my big glass of water. I'm gonna drink some of this tonight, fill it up, and then have it next to my bed for in the morning. So thank you so much for joining me on my potato reset day. It felt good just to get back to potatoes and cleansing my palate, cleansing my mind, and listening to those hunger fullness cues. I may end up doing one more day. We'll see how I feel. Anyway, thanks for joining me. I hope this helped you out, you guys. Be sure to put in the comments below, potato reset. So we all know that anytime we need to, just when we need to cleanse the palate, cleanse the mind, or get back to those simple meals, we can implement this potato reset and get right back on track. I love it. And I love you all. I'll see you next time.